Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with Older INFP-A Assertive Insights. And today I'm going to be jumping on the bandwagon, which I rarely, if ever, do, but I think it might be fun, of why YouTubers are quitting. That seems to be all over my feed. I don't think they call it feed on YouTube, but that seems to be all over my recommendations of people talking about why main YouTubers, mainly I think in the gaming genres, where I think it is, and I don't know how I got into that genre for recommendations, but I don't watch, I try to watch the videos, but they take too long to explain nothing. So I don't know, and I never heard of any of these people who are quitting, but I don't think anybody we know are quitting. So yeah, I'm going to be jumping on this bandwagon to tell you, me as an INFP, why I think they're quitting, and what we can do about it, and my take on YouTube for a minute. And before you click off, and you can, I'm playing around a little bit with the algorithm and with the analytics too. But yeah, so if you've, I will say, if you are used to watching me and been following me, I'll get into, and if you're new, welcome. This is a channel about everything INFP, not just MBTI, not just, I'm not myopic. I have very strong NE, external, I call it external intuition. It's about 85% when I test. So I take in everything around me. I want to know about everything around me. So that's everything INFP from my standpoint as a retired professional in the mental health field, and also my observations and my own analyses and my own experiences. And for those who have been following me, I will tell you what's coming up in February, or when the weather gets stable. Right now I'm not going to do anything totally serious, because I'm going to be more structured. I am going to have bullet points written out and not ramble like I have been before. And the next two videos, they are very important to me. It's going to take a lot of energy. One is going to be about, I want to introduce you to my favorite psychologist, which I think a lot of you probably have never heard of, but he is an INFP, I just recently learned, and that's probably why I gravitated towards him when I was in school and nobody else did. And now I understand why, and that was an aha light bulb moment for me, and I think I want to introduce you to him. He's more conducive to the INFP way of thinking. In the personality realm, I know we all talk about MBTI and Carl Jung. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, is he not an INFJ, which is not INFP and is our mirror twin, I like to say. Totally different, but the same. So I want to get that right, and I want to do the bullet points correctly. The next thing I want to do the same way is I want to go into a more adult version of relationships with INFPs. I want to get away from what I see everywhere about the meme of an INFP fairy in the forest. We're not this little innocent fairy in the forest. If you read between the lines of all the other INFP creators who do talk about more than the MBTI stacks, you will see it in there. They tell you. I'm not going to mention names. I don't do that in that way. But yes, I'm going to give my view from my perch, as I say, about something I have not seen covered, a point I have not seen covered, and the adult version. I do want to get that correct. And right now, the reason I'm not doing it is because, really quick, and I know I can't do anything quick, is the weather. It is too cold. Today it's cold. 2 days from now it's going to be in the 70s. That is wreaking havoc with my nervous system. I'm hot one minute, I'm cold the next minute. I feel sick one minute, I'm well the next minute. I am not sick. It's all my. I did some research on that in Dr. Google. I mean, articles from doctors. It's not Dr. Google, but I did Google it. And I didn't realize that cold weather produces histamines in the gut, which can cause all kinds of GI disturbances, and that was interesting. So I've been taking my antihistamines, and I do feel better. But yeah, we got to wait until the weather decides which season it wants to be in. I'm in North Carolina in the States, and I have a meme up there on my Facebook profile page picture. It says North Carolina, the state where you can get 4 seasons in 36 hours. And that is about correct this year. And I'm not the only one affected, but I just am going to survive until I get the energy to really put out quality videos in the future. The 2 I want to do of introducing you to my favorite psychologist, and also about a relationship, so stay tuned. I've already gone 6 minutes. I thought the video was only going to be 6 minutes. So back to YouTube. Evidently, a lot of the big creators, and I guess, again, I think they're in the gaming industry genre, they are quitting. Now, from what I understand and why, now I'm understanding 2 reasons. The main one is burnout. I understand that as being in the profession I was in. We have severe burnout. So and it's all about, and then too, the revenue's going down. It's all about revenue. It's all about the people who I think are quitting, or at least cutting back a lot, or those who really believed, and this is part, I won't get into it, I'll just use the word matrix. Part of the matrix is INFPs. We don't want to follow the crowd. We don't want to be part of the flock of the sheep. We want to be individualists. But I'm finding that there are those who are going in that direction. Not as much and not as quick, but I've been watching from a psychological point of view, because that's the way I look at everything. Really, from a psychologically, observing from the psychological, humanistic people point of view, and not what they say. This is how, and I'm not going to get into details, but I think they finally figured out. The people who are quitting, they finally figured out that this is not the way. It's not an entrepreneurship. Being a YouTube creator and doing this for a living is not being an entrepreneur. You are owned, and you will feel it that you are owned. 90-some% of the world's wealth is only owned by a couple of people, and YouTube owner is one of them. I'm not going to get into names of whatnot. But yeah, you're owned. To get into the monetization program, you only have to have 500 subscribers. They lowered that to make it easier, and you only have to have 3 videos in 90 days. That's 3 months. That's easy to do. Really, if you have quality content and you produce at a consistent level, you're going to get 500. The hard part is the viewing hours. You have to have, is it 3,000 or 4,000? I forgot. I qualify. I'm not going to use it, but I do look. I qualify. I'm almost at 1,000. That's why I've cut back. I thought, well, I'm not going to get 1,000 viewing hours, not 1,000 subscribers. And now they've changed. What they do is, so there are those people who grew up, who teethed on an iPad or iPhone, weaned themselves off of, parents do that everywhere I go. It drives me nuts. They go out to dinner. You see a family out to dinner, you've got the kids with the something electronic in their hands 9 times out of 10. Where I live, it's probably 9.9% of the time out of 10. There's no real conversation going on. And they see people like Mr. Beast, because I'm going into that genre. They see people like Mr. Beast. In the INFP-A, you see people like Frank James. Got over 1 million subscribers. They got that in. It's a lot of hard work. Even like Frank James cut back. He has 2 channels. I like his second channel better, which tells how to do successful channels. He's cut that back. He's become a father. So I don't think he's doing that anymore. But even he's cutting back. I don't see him like every day putting out videos every day, 365 days a year. So he's not doing that anymore. So yeah, it's hard to do. People get sucked into it, particularly the young folks, and I worry about them. There are a couple that have actually started begging their subscribers and viewers to watch them over and over again. You can buy, there's one, I'm going to mention his name, and you can go look at him because I really empathize with him. I'm concerned about his mental health, quite frankly. And he is J-Flip. It's the letter. It's all one word, lowercase J-F-L-I-P. What he does is he just does things repetitively. He shut the door 100 times. He blinked 500 times. Now he has a couple of thousand subscribers, but he doesn't have that many views, and of course he doesn't have that many watch time hours. And he has a video where he's kind of pitiful. I think he's getting depressed. He thinks that he should have at least 100,000 subscribers now in a year doing that. Starting to get, doesn't get comments very much on his videos. One just had in there, what the F. One called him delusional. In a way it is. It's not delusional. They've been sucked into this addiction, and that's something I'll talk about too with INFPs. But I think that's why people, there's not that much reality. There's this dangling the carrot. YouTube and everybody else, it's not just that, everybody else keeps changing how they do things. I have a group, successful group on Facebook, and now they put AI into everything. We want to monitor it ourselves, have people working with me. We want to monitor the group ourselves, but you know, Facebook and Meta, they got to put that AI in there, screwing things up. So everything changes in social media. So that's one thing. Another reason people are leaving is because they think, well, if I do like a 1,000 videos, if I do a video a day, which some people have said, do a video a day and you'll get 100,000 subscribers. Well, that's just clickbait, in my opinion. Some will, some won't. There are millions and millions of YouTube channels, and a very fraction, a percentage, are ever going to really make it like that. Mr. Beast is 1 in a billion, not a million, but a billion. People like that, and it depends on your genre. Gaming, I think, is a big industry. I know astrology and tarot are very big, very common for them. Travel is, if you go to sites where they've had earthquakes and tornadoes, and you want to put in there about car crashes or something awful. Those do really well. That genre does really well. You've got to find your niche. But another thing what people say is, yeah, I'll do a video a day, I'll do 2 a day, and then YouTube is going to be on here forever, and I'll just do it and do 500 videos or do 1,000 videos, or however many you're going to do. And then I'll just sit back, I'll get monetized, I won't do it anymore, and then I'll get the revenues for the rest of my life. Well, that is true. You're going to get revenues, which, by the way, YouTube takes 50% of your revenues, and I saw a video the other day of how much money you make on 100,000 views. A long video, 100,000 views, will get you about $300, which isn't bad. 100,000 views on a short, it will get you, I think, $5. So you're not going to get rich. You're going to kill yourself. Why do that? You're going to kill yourself doing that. Another thing is, YouTube not necessarily is going to be here the rest of your life. I remember, and I'll just give you part of my story if you're still following me. If you're not, fine. Well, you don't know you're not. You're not hearing this. But hang in there. I know back in the 90s, and I want to tell this joke. It's for you, Dallas. I'll put your name out there if you're listening. When Al Gore invented the internet, and yes, I know there's some truth to that, but I love it. I mean, he's from Tennessee. I'm from North Carolina. We're cousins. I can say that. But I was in the very beginning of the internet. I remember floppy disk. Where are floppy disks? There are no floppy disks. There are no CDs anymore. People don't do any of this stuff. I heard that they're bringing back DVDs, though. Maybe Blockbuster's coming back in style. I don't know. If you know what Blockbuster is, at least you can rewind it and watch it over. You can't anymore when you stream it. But anyway, yeah, things have changed. I was a volunteer for a small startup company in Simi Valley called GeoCities. And I learned how to code. I learned the languages of coding. That's back before they had templates. We taught people how to build websites out there in the world. So I have helped thousands, well, hundreds, maybe not thousands, hundreds of people build websites. We were volunteers, over 2,000 volunteers worldwide. This is back in the 90s, so that's a lot of people. Well, Yahoo bought them out. And what did Yahoo do? Yahoo fired us. Who fires volunteers, number one. So did away with that whole platform. Whoop, it's totally gone. Our websites were gone. I created several websites from scratch. And I mean I coded from scratch that are no longer there. But they gave us swag. We got swag and we got 10 shares of Yahoo. I got ticked off, so I sold my shares, I think for like 10, 20 bucks. I don't know. It wasn't much back then because Yahoo was new. Yahoo was the latest thing, and right now I wish I had the shares, but I sold them because it didn't align with my authenticity, and I was angry about all that. So now we don't have that. We don't have a lot of things now that we had back 20 years ago. I don't think YouTube is going to be here forever. It's not. That's why my most popular videos and the ones I really like, I have in podcast form. I'm hosting them. I'm having them on paying a host to keep them for me. And now I bought a flash drive. I went back to the flash drive. I've got them in different places because I'm spreading it out because I don't think it's going to be there forever. So your revenue's not going to be there forever. And I know a little bit about what I'm saying about this because I'm in the monetization program in Quora. I did that about 7, 8 years ago. I actually got maybe $12 from Quora, but it's a full-time job. It can be addictive. Going to get into that later with INFPs. Can be addictive. It's frustrating because you've got to get the views. They will only pay out when you get $10. I think I still have a couple of bucks in my bank account with them. So there's a lot that goes into it. I am in the monetization program with Quora. I found out what a ripoff it is. I'd rather have a 9-to-5 than do this for a living, I will tell you. People who say, and the young folks, and I mean, my youngest 2 grandchildren, they are 11 and 12, both have YouTube channels. Don't think they should, but they have YouTube channels. They both want to be, what's the big thing? They want that plaque. They want that plaque to hang up there when you get 100,000 subs. Whatever happened to growing up as kids, growing up and having a regular life? So yeah, if you want your own business, start your own business because somebody else owns you. Two people own, is it like 2 people on social media? 2 or 3 own everything having to do with social media where you think you're going to be making your millions of dollars. They're few and far between. Not to say not to do it, but I think that's why people are quitting. I do know of 3 INFP creators, but I don't see much anymore, and they don't, they're new. I say they're new within the last year, maybe year and a half. They are new. They are young, and they're new. I don't know if they've quit or if they've got other things that have come up, gotten discouraged. I don't know why, but they're not producing anymore or very often. So I just would say to them, just keep at it. Keep at it with the thing in mind of not doing it for a living. Do it because you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. It is a full-time job if you're doing it to make money, and then the more you do, the more they ask. It's the gerbil on the wheel. It's the rabbit trying to catch the carrot. It's the merry-go-round. You're trying to catch the gold ring on the merry-go-round. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's what I think. I'm getting on the trend. I will get back to, you can let me know if you want to, my thoughts more in detail. Feel free to, I'm not asking for comments on my controversial types of videos, because I don't know if they stay up or not stay up or get reported or not. I really don't care. I had told myself kind of personally about a year or so ago, I told myself when I get to 150 videos, I'm going to quit and I'm going to sit back and let it ride because I've said everything I need to say. But now I'm at that mark of 150 videos. I have a lot more to say, and I enjoy it a whole lot more than I did a couple of years ago. It's a learning curve. It's a learning process. Do it because you love it. Don't quit your day job. Take the job that doesn't pay $20, $30, $40 an hour. Just pay your bills the best way you can, and if this happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that said, I'm going to click off myself here. I appreciate everybody, and I will say too that I looked at analytics, and I'm appreciative of all the people who do view. Majority of people who view are not subscribers. I will take your subscriptions. You put them in there. I like your likes and comments better. I like the views better. I like the view time better. But about 50% now are in the United States where I am, and I am being viewed in at least 16 different countries. I do appreciate that, all across the world. So I'm going to have, I hear you, I see you. I'm going to have more videos that might be of interest in other parts of the world and different subjects, because I'm doing everything INFP that comes to my mind. So if you see a video, if you're in the States, you see a video, or Europe, if you're in Western Europe or Western Europe or the States, maybe Canada, I don't know, that doesn't resonate with you at all, just wait, another one will come up. It's like we say here with the weather. If you don't like the weather here, just give it a couple hours, it'll change to something you like. So, yeah, how did I get 23 minutes talking about the videos? So, with that being said, I hope everybody stays safe. I am in the process of putting together 2 videos that I think I'm going to be proud of putting out and staying more in focus. One is going to be introducing you to my favorite psychologist, who is an INFP. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I read that. And the other one is about relationships, the adult version. Okay, until next time, stay safe.